Ponder waking up one day and discovering that there is no one left. No voices, no footsteps, no messages waiting on your phone, no airplanes crossing the sky, no lights glowing in distant windows after sunset. The cities are still standing, but they no longer belong to anyone. Wind moves through empty streets that once carried millions of lives. Traffic lights continue changing from red to green for cars that will never arrive. Elevators patiently open their doors to empty hallways. The world is not destroyed, it is simply abandoned. Now imagine that you are the final human being alive. Not the strongest, not the smartest, not the chosen one, just the last. At first, loneliness feels almost exciting. Every museum is yours. Every library, every mountain, every masterpiece ever created. But after days become months, something strange begins to happen. You realize that experiences only feel real because someone else could have shared them. A sunset loses part of its beauty when there is no one beside you to whisper, "Look." Victory becomes meaningless when there is nobody left to celebrate it. Even grief starts fading because grief is love searching for someone who no longer exists. Perhaps consciousness was never meant to exist alone. Perhaps being human has always been a collective experience disguised as an individual one. And then an even stranger question appears. If you are the last observer, what happens to reality after you disappear? Does the world need someone to witness it? For thousands of years, philosophers have wondered whether reality exists independently of observation. The trees in a forgotten forest continue growing even when nobody walks beneath them. The stars burned long before humans looked toward the heavens. The universe certainly seems capable of existing without us. Yet our world, the human world, is different. Money only exists because people believe in it. Nations exist because millions agree on invisible borders. Languages survive because minds continue speaking them. Justice, beauty, honor, love. None of these are physical objects. They exist inside conscious beings. If the final human dies, the mountains remain. The oceans continue moving. Galaxies still collide in perfect silence. But Shakespeare disappears. Mathematics loses its readers. Music becomes vibrations without listeners. History becomes events without memory. Perhaps reality survives. Meaning does not. This possibility haunted many philosophers. The Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard believed meaning was never found in objects themselves, but through the individual's relationship to existence. Without a person asking questions, can there still be answers? Without anyone capable of wondering, does wonder itself survive? Perhaps consciousness is not merely something inside the universe. Perhaps consciousness is where the universe becomes meaningful. The weight of the final memory. Now imagine your final years. You know there will never be another conversation, never another child born, never another discovery. Every memory you possess has become humanity's final archive. You remember your mother's voice, a joke from childhood, the smell of rain on warm pavement, the taste of your favorite meal, someone's laughter, your first heartbreak. These memories once belonged to billions of people together. Now they exist only inside one aging brain. You become more than a person. You become civilization itself. Every language echoes within your memory. Every story lives only because you still remember fragments of it. The burden would be impossible, because memory was never designed to carry an entire species. Human beings survive by distributing memory across generations. Parents teach children. Teachers inspire students. Books preserve voices long after authors die. Civilizations remember together. The last human has no one left to inherit anything. When memory dies, history dies with it. The last conversation. There comes a day when you stop speaking, not because you cannot, because language begins feeling unnecessary. Words evolve to reach another mind. When no other mind exists, speech slowly becomes silence. You may still talk to yourself at first. You answer your own questions. You tell stories aloud. You say good morning simply to hear another voice. But eventually even that fades. Silence becomes your native language. The ancient Stoics believed wisdom meant becoming comfortable with solitude, but even they lived among communities. Even monks returned to villages. Absolute solitude has almost never existed in human history because humans do not merely communicate. We become ourselves through communication. The philosopher Martin Buber argued that identity emerges through relationships. I exist because there is a you. Remove every you, and what becomes of I? Perhaps the final human slowly loses not only society, but selfhood itself. The last thought. Eventually the body weakens. Time wins as it always has. You lie beneath a sky that has watched every civilization rise and disappear. The oceans continue breathing. Stars continue exploding billions of light years away. Nothing in the cosmos pauses for your final moment, except perhaps one thing, your own awareness. One final thought begins forming. Not about regret, not about fear, but about existence itself. You realize that throughout history, every human who ever lived believed they were simply one ordinary person, yet together they formed something extraordinary. No individual carried humanity. Humanity carried every individual. Now that collective mind has narrowed into a single consciousness, yours, and within seconds, even that will disappear. What is the final human thought? Nobody can know. Perhaps it is gratitude, perhaps love, perhaps curiosity, perhaps simply, I was here. Or maybe the final thought is not directed toward anyone at all. Maybe it is the universe becoming aware of itself one last time before returning to eternal silence. The thought that never truly ends. But perhaps this story misunderstands what it means to be human. Because maybe the last human thought is impossible. Every word you have ever spoken has already changed another mind. Every kindness has continued through people you never met. Every book inspired another book. Every idea became another idea. Consciousness spreads like ripples across water. It never truly belongs to one person. Long after stars consume the earth, long after every building becomes dust, the fact that consciousness once existed can never be erased from reality. For one astonishing moment in cosmic history, the universe learned to ask questions about itself. Atoms became cells, cells became brains, brains imagined infinity. Whether humanity lasts another 1,000 years or another million, that miracle has already happened. The universe was not merely observed, it awakened. And maybe that is why your own thoughts matter more than you realize. Because no one knows which conversation will echo through generations, which idea will survive centuries, which act of compassion will outlive civilizations. Perhaps none of us will ever witness humanity's final thought. Perhaps there never will be a single last thought at all. Instead, every thoughtful question, every act of understanding, every moment of wonder becomes another sentence in an endless conversation stretching across time. The universe may one day fall silent, but until that impossible day arrives, every conscious mind continues the dialogue started by those who came before, including yours. And perhaps somewhere in the distant future, when another person looks up at the stars and wonders why they exist, a tiny part of your own thoughts will still be speaking.